It's
I like that. I like that. That's quite good.
it's and yet, this is the world in which we live. Let's so we have to leave it there for just a second.
Yeah.
There's one last thing I want to talk about.
All right.
Thank you for indulging us. And who knows? I might cut this out and put it into a short because we might talk forever on it, but we haven't seen each other. Oh, so long.
Exactly.
So a couple weeks ago, the CEO of Google was on the BBC, and people were talking about AI again. And he was effectively said, and the question was put, is AI going to kill, businesses, economies, jobs? And I'm paraphrasing here, but the guy, he said, kind of, yes, but it's okay, because if you lose your job to AI, you could, use AI to, put in a prompt that creates a great motion picture. And he's just stopped. And I'm like,
did he suddenly realize what he had just said?
No, he was very proud of what he said.
Oh no.
He said, "Oh, you can make, this, you can create something great." I'm like, first of all, you're not creating anything because it's AI. AI is pulling from things that other people have created and just putting, a period at the end. But more concerningly, that was his perception of like how people made money. That that you and I could quit our jobs, go on some AI tool, put in some crap. It will spit out a whole movie at us, and then we're gonna go walk into Universal Studios or whatever and say, "Hey, I got this new movie called 10 Marks Are Down the Drain, Tomato Tuesday Nights." And put that in front of them, and they're like, "Hey, thanks, kid. That's great, because it's the 1930s." And they're gonna put that in front, and they're gonna give you a big giant bag of cash with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna walk off with your hobo bundle in the other, and you're gonna walk off to the train tracks.
This is great. I love the fact that it's the Great Depression in your telling of the story.
I know, it
was weirdly on point, actually.
But like as we've talked about AI in the past. And this is the connecting thread here. That the CEO of Google thinks that that's how money works. Are we in a recession? Because he's like, hey, you can just crap out some nonsense, put it in front of a studio executive, and then money.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm not entirely surprised that the CEO of Google thinks that you can get money in this world by doing absolutely nothing of any redeeming value whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, you write what you know? So, I mean,
stay in your wheelhouse.
But I mean, like, seriously, like, it's absolutely amazing to me, right? That the idea that AI produced culture is going to be of any use to anybody.
And make money.
Right? That it would make money, that people would pay for someone else's AI slop. Like, there's AI slop taking over YouTube, and you watch things on YouTube for free, right?
Yeah.
So like you don't monetize that by like getting people to pay to watch it, right?
Well, actually, it is working.
I mean, okay,
because of AdSense, because basically I can create some nonsense on AI, and then like it could do a listicle or something, and you will watch it, and then you'll get paid because of that. But that's very different from like actual like cultural content.
Yeah.
So some things I usually turn them off immediately because I don't want to support it.
Yeah.
All these different things that have happened in this particular time era, right? And you can tell like immediately from the visuals and from the voice, this is AI. Yeah. No, screw it. If you're going to put something online, at least have the balls to do it yourself. It takes time. It takes money. It takes time for me to edit these clips and and this thing. Yeah. We could easily put a prompt into AI to create this concept.
Right.
Like, and they just talk at each other.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
We would have done nothing, and we would be providing nothing of any value to anybody, and we would not be able to I mean, how can you okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the level of cringe that this is, right? You remember when you were a kid and you had some friends who were like into theater, and you're like 7 years old or 8, and they're like, "I made a play," and now all the adults have to sit down and watch the kids do their weird little play that makes no sense.
Yes,
and they clearly came up with like 5 minutes ago, right? Yeah, and it's like, and you do it, because you want to support the kids, right?
Yeah.
But now imagine if they weren't kids,
Okay.
but they were 35 years old
Okay.
and they had not taken a bath in a month.
Oh.
And they live in the basement.
Yeah.
But by God, they want you to watch their movie that they had the computer make for them. And
Oh, yeah.
like every second of that, if you did sit down to watch it, you would just be burning with sheer indignation that you were being forced to humor this pathetic man-child.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely absurd to think that this is, I mean, even if some people are able to monetize this and make some money off of it, right?
Yeah.
Just by flooding the zone with bullshit so that enough people watch their stupid little videos before they realize, wait, oh no, this is garbage. Never mind. I'll do something else with my short time on this earth, right?
Yeah.
You can't scale that up to millions of people producing billions of bullshit pieces of content that nobody wants to watch. There's nowhere near enough of an audience for that to be a source of income of anything for anybody other than, a few people who are just able to like purchase huge computers that do a huge amount of work and suck up a huge amount of energy. Your average guy with his laptop is not going to produce a thing that makes him any money.
That's the difference to it, because AI isn't that you need to have all the chips and stuff with you. You just need to have access to the internet. You need to have access to the data center that does, or the program that does it, right? That's the idea.
Yeah, but if everyone has access to it,
there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
It can't possibly make any money.
Once everyone's special, no one's special.
Yeah,
The Incredibles.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But that's why I ask. Are we really in a recession? At the beginning of when we were talking, what I said is, I saw an ad for Asda, and Asda in the UK is kind of like Walmart, only without the joy.
I think it is owned by the same people.
It's partially owned by Walmart.
Yeah.
It's very much like Walmart. That's just a joke. And they do have very good juices and stuff. I mean, like,
that's nice.
You can get a lot of like good lunch meats and stuff that you just can't get anywhere else.
It's an ill wind that blows no one any good.
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah. But there was an ad where basically this person dressed as the Grinch is jumping up and down the aisles and saying, it's so hard to find things for this Christmas. And but I'm at Asda and everything's so reasonably priced that I'm able to have Christmas dinner now, and I'm no longer the Grinch. I'm just a happy young to middle-aged, not even middle-aged, but like mid-30s, late 20s man with like a family in a house that's not London. And
but that's how we can afford to have Christmas.
Exactly. Well, but I'm like, but then I started talking to the people in my office, and they said, apparently a trend online is like how to make Christmas happen. Not Christmas is going to happen. How we're going to make it happen with our effectively meager resources. And that's a kind of a unprompted thing that popped up on social media feeds. And you're like, hang on, how many people? And I know it's hard for people every year, but if you were unprompted, being sent these things saying, hey, I know it's hard this year, so here's how to like do your best, and
here's how to get by. Here's how to survive the Christmas season financially, as opposed to just emotionally, like normal.
Yeah, in a way that even during austerity, I didn't see.
Yeah.
During austerity, there was always like Christmas advertisements in the UK are an industry unto themselves. But when the Christmas advertisements in the UK are, you're screwed financially. We're going to help you. Before they were just, and they still are, two people meeting each other and they fall in love.
Right, exactly.
I need to get home for Christmas. I'm
your normal holiday treacle.
Yeah. But like now it's like, hey, life's pretty hard, isn't it? And I'm like, okay, so that's not great. If that's your company's, like, if your company has put money into the concept of
this is what they think is going to sell, they've done their research and they know that this is not the holiday season to talk about plenty and prosperity. Nope, we're not feeling it.
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to wait to see what Aldi comes out with, because Aldi usually comes out with something pretty jovial.
Oh yeah,
okay. Yeah, it's usually ham and champagne, all from Aldi, blah blah blah.
Right.
But if they come out with something like, hey. You're gonna make it, right? Like
You're right. That'll be a sign.
that's what
That'll
I'm
be a
at. That's
sign.
why I'm asking. Like,
Yeah.
we know the AI is propping up
Hmm.
the world economy.
Yeah.
Um, but everyone else outside of that,
Hmm.
how are they doing? Like,
Yeah. Well, and to answer your question, like at least in the United States, the numbers are pretty severe. The AI industry is basically, if it weren't for that, the US would already be in a recession. Every other part of the economy is not doing well, and this is one of the reasons why we keep seeing this affordability crisis, So think of it this way, right? If you've got a situation where uh, there's one small segment of the society that is sucking up a huge amount of investment, sucking up a huge amount of energy, sucking up a huge amount of labor and whatnot. Well, that's going to reduce the resources, the energy, and the labor that's available for other parts of the economy, right? And so, if you've got a situation like that, you'll have a huge driver of demand coming from one very particular group of people, those working in the AI industry, and everyone else sort of being left behind by this. And I think the idea is that AI will be such a huge game changer. It will change everything. And so the economy will radically reconfigure, and eventually will be massively more productive, which means that the economy will be more, everyone will be better off, and people will somehow find jobs that, et cetera, et cetera. And the horse and buggy, those people went out of business, but then people had cars, that whole argument, right?
yeah,
But what if AI is just the ability to make dumb videos nobody wants to actually watch? What if we're spending trillions of dollars to make a thing that is completely fucking useless? What if we have placed a huge economic bet on nonsense? Like
I
this could go very, very, very badly for the people who are running things right now if that happens.
I think that AI in itself is not an inherent bad. I think that I've said it before. I think that the scientific applications of AI are very good. I don't
Right.
even think that the search functions of AI.
Oh yeah, no, that can be quite cool.
Yeah, but also in a way like Star Trek computer. If you can ask a computer and it can come back with what AI says right now, you're like, okay, that's fine. But it's the trying to supplant the culture. It's just to supplant.
Yeah.
We don't need writers. We don't need
Right.
video. We don't need animators. We don't need musicians. We don't like all the people that jocks hate to pay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the people that may have not felt loved when they were in high school. They're like, oh, we don't need we don't need actors. We'll just have AI people, because there was an AI actor.
I know.
Remember,
I
there's
saw
like
that.
a random
I saw
AI
that.
actress, and
Yeah,
they're
and-
like, well, are you? And she's like, apparently people are trying to like hire her.
No.
How do you hire a non-person?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you don't.
How do you pay? You don't pay her.
You don't. What you do is, I mean, you would pay the company that runs
Or
the
make a
program.
copy of the actress.
I mean,
just
suppose you could
steal the code. It's not a person. It's not. It's like the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
without any of the freaking coolness.
Well, okay, so there's not to dive too deep into this, right? But one of the issues that's happening in the legal industry, right? The legal services sector of society.
The Thing.
Yeah, exactly. Law, as you may have heard it called. So one of the big ways that lawyers get trained in their careers, how they sort of move on, is that they start off doing things like drafting contracts and running through huge numbers of like documents in order to like do document review, all this grunt work, right?
Yeah.
And this is grunt work that can absolutely be done by AI.
Yeah.
Now, AI is not 100% reliable, so you still need people checking the output of AI, right? And so you're still, that's what young lawyers are now doing increasingly.
Oh.
The problem is this. If you're checking AI to determine whether or not what it spit out is useful or nonsense, you have to really know how contracts work. You have to really know how documents work, right?
Yeah.
But how do you know those things? Well, you learn that by writing documents and doing a shit ton of document review. The grunt work is not intellectually stimulating, but it's a necessary part of building your skills as a lawyer.
Yeah.
So what happens when AI has taken over, the part of actually doing the grunt work, and all the lawyers who are doing the review They haven't done the grunt work, so they don't really know what makes a contract work. They don't know what kinds of issues can arise. All they know is, well, I'm reading this thing and I don't see anything obviously wrong with it. You
Well,
know?
I had a similar issue.
Mm,
Somebody sent me a question at work, and they said, I was going to ask AI, but I'd rather ask you.
right.
Now, it turns out he had already asked AI.
Ah, okay.
And the thing that AI spat out
Hmm.
was nonsense.
Oh no.
If you knew that it was nonsense,
If you knew it was
because
nonsense.
it had said that one of our former members was a minister in the conservative government.
Ah,
So, but if you didn't know that, because it didn't say this person who is S&P actually worked for conservatives. No, it
right.
just said this person was a minister in the government. And you're like, hang on.
Hmm.
If you didn't know anything else, if I had come from, if
Hmm.
20 years ago and I was, in America and just studying at Florida State, and I
Yeah.
may not have known every single name of every single person in every single department,
Right.
I'd been like, okay, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Right. But I'd spent many hours and years learning and making sure that like, and also you have to have, and this is probably something that would fly into that
Hmm.
lawyer thing, this the innate knowledge of something that doesn't make sense. That
Yeah.
if your job is just to read what AI wrote without having any context,
Hmm.
well, then that's not going to work because
Well, that's it.
you have to
What are you
have that.
checking for? If
You
you
don't
don't
want,
have the really ingrained subject knowledge and the technical expertise to be able to tell when you've got nonsense on your hands, AI is going to sound like it knows what it's talking about. It's a very confident bullshit machine.
well, yeah, it just fills in the blanks. And so, I mean, that's the whole reason I want to bring it up is because not
Yeah.
just for another long discussion about AI, but also about the rest of the economy. Because
Hmm.
if we're losing these kind of basic jobs and then middle level jobs,
Yep.
well, where are those people going to go? We've asked it before. We'll continue to ask it again
Hmm.
as we get to the end of what we're talking about here, as we get closer to the end of what we're talking about here.
That's true.
There's so much more we could be talking about. We don't have the time to.
Yeah.
For example, the seven senators